Autism Facts 101. Whenever a person like me with autism has a surprise run-in with a friend or an acquaintance out in the neighborhood or in a grocery market or somewhere, chances are after we say goodbye and we leave, we could still be in that conversation. Maybe not physically, but mentally. And we could probably still be in that conversation perhaps 10, 20, maybe 100 times the duration of the actual conversation. For example, I ran into someone earlier in this hike whom I knew, and this is kind of the reason I thought of this YouTube video to begin with. And after we said goodbye and left, I was going over that conversation and what was said and what I said over and over and over again, and then my mind kept on hammering me and bringing up all the things that I've stuttered at and thought about ways I should have revised it and such. And this always happens after something spontaneous happens, and that's a common characteristic of autism. If we're not prepared for something and it just pops in front of our faces, then it's kind of a bit hard to go with the flow, because in our mind we plan something, but how it turned out in reality just startled us, and then we forget everything and we draw a blank and such. So whenever something like that happens where I run into a friend of mine and I'm conversing with them, I'm trying my best to sound like a human being basically who knows what he's talking about and such, and I still find myself off and on still stuttering and finding the right words to say. And thank God, like 100% of the time, or okay, 99% of the time, no assumptions are made. So they know who I am, and they know that this is kind of my character, that I can't always speak smoothly, and I'm kind of doing this on purpose right now. I'm allowing myself to think of the right words to say, because this is kind of how I talk candidly and such. And other times I just try to go for it, and it does take a lot of practice because I had an impediment, and again with my brain I want to talk as concisely and understandable as possible. So anyway, usually there's always a lot of things I wish I could have said to my friend and everything, and could have said things clear, but I think it's a good side-by-side comparison that when a friend approaches us spontaneously, it's just like when we are posed a problem that we got to figure out, and we know it textbook, like perfect A through Z, and then when it actually happens, it's like we draw a blank and such. I think that's kind of what's going on, so I thought I'd share this little video. I hope it explains something. Stay encouraged and have a nice day.